Hi there, strikers. There's something uniquely disturbing about people vanishing into thin air. Read about these incredibly strange, unsolved cases. Although these disappearances span centuries, locations, age ranges, and circumstances, there's one common thread shared between them: a lack of closure. There are theories, speculations, and investigations, but never a decisive answer. On our incoming episode, I'm going to feature some of the cases of mysterious disappearances of some missing that just disappear without any trace.
In December 1996, Selena Mays mysteriously disappeared from her Willingboro home when she was only 12 years old. Moreover, the preteen was 9 months pregnant and just 2 weeks from her due date at the time when she went missing without a trace after spending a wholesome evening with her family. Selena's disappearance occasionally made headlines and has become the target of theories and suspicions. These suspicions have been made by both her maternal and paternal sides of the family, given their long-lasting feud, which started during the girl's custody after her mother's death. Investigators are stepping up their attempts to revive conversations about her disappearance after pursuing hundreds of leads that have failed to provide any useful information over the past 25 years. The case has been transferred to a number of detectives over time, but the desire to find answers to decades-old questions remains intact as they continue to work on the cold case. In Pursuit with John Walsh will re-examine the case in hopes of finding the truth behind Selena Mays' disappearance. It didn't take long after her disappearance was reported for the speculation and theories to form. One of the first angles police looked at was identifying the father of Selena's child. Family members claimed she never revealed who got her pregnant. In fact, her father C.J. Mays said she became upset when she learned blood tests done on the baby could lead to the identification of the baby's father. Mays said his daughter told him the father was 16 and not a member of their church. In an effort to prevent certain rumors from spreading out of control, Mays submitted to the police that he had gotten a vasectomy years before. His doctor confirmed this. Despite Selena's age, the family objected to an abortion because of their faith. Amplifying the urgency to find her was the fact that due to her being so young, she likely wouldn't have been able to perform a vaginal birth and would have needed a cesarean section. Both sides of Selena's family have pointed the finger at the other in search of her whereabouts. But that tension existed well before the disappearance. At the time of the disappearance, Cindy Cram, Selena's maternal aunt, suggested that Mays' family was hiding her and suspected foul play. His family, on the other hand, placed blame on the mother's side of the family, alleging they took her either back to Florida or to Michigan, where they're originally from, because they still wanted custody of her. Mays also believed the family didn't like him because he's black and they're white. Cram points to concerns and controversies surrounding the Mays Church, Gospel of Christ ministry, which fell under scrutiny early. Cram points to concerns and controversies surrounding the Mays Church, Gospel of Christ ministry, which fell under scrutiny early in the investigation. In 1991, Gospel of Christ was removed as a member Church of Christ Gospel Ministries International of Jeffersonville, Indiana, a Pentecostal denomination of more than 1,100 members. This removal came after an investigation into claims that its pastor, Cherita Smith, C.J. Mays' sister, ran the church. Gospel of Christ ministry was the focal point of the Mays family. Many of the adults worked there, the children were homeschooled there, and it dominated their social lives. During the initial investigation into Selena's disappearance, multiple members of the church spoke out and claimed that Smith controlled every aspect of the church and family. Smith and Mays' family provided little cooperation for the investigation. Police said at the time. C.J. Mays died in 2019. Other members of the Mays family could not be reached for comment. Today, The church property on Washington Street in Mount Holly appears abandoned. Residents there say the building hasn't been a house of worship in more than a decade. Initially, Smith claimed allegations and suspicions were drummed up by former members who simply wanted to see the building fail. After speaking during the early phases of the investigation, Smith has rarely given statements to the media or police, and denied police requests to search the church. Officers were denied a warrant to search the Mays home, with a judge ruling they could be considered victims, citing Mays' claims police demonstrated bias against the family during questioning. One of the most promising leads came on Jan. 25, 1997, when the owner of a Sizzler's location in Howell told police he saw Selena dining with a group. The girl, who came in with a pastor and several other people, including a photographer, didn't appear to be pregnant, the restaurant owner, Noane Harpole, told officials. Police followed up on the tip, but ultimately determined the girl was not Selena. Police are still as puzzled as they were the day she was reported missing, but continually evolving technology may change that. Today, if she's alive and if she successfully gave birth, Selena's a 37-year-old mother with a 25-year-old child. An age-progressed headshot has been developed. Maybe someone will pass one of those flyers and wonder why their friend's mother is reported missing, or maybe someone else will recognize her as a co-worker, not realizing they work the same shifts with someone who's the subject of one of the most high-profile cold cases in state history. Shortly after Selena May's disappearance was made public, rumors and suspicions quickly started to circulate with regard to the missing case. The first move was to pinpoint the child's father. She allegedly never disclosed the father's name to her family members, who repeatedly kept asking for the identity of the person. Selena's family was against abortion due to their religious beliefs despite her age. According to sources, Detective Monica Pogorzelski stated, "Police say it's possible Selena could now be living with a different name. Even unaware police are looking for her. They say the church had affiliations in other states. It's long been held leadership at the closed-down worship site encouraged other members to avoid cooperating with police. Investigators believe there's a possible connection between the disappearance and the church," Pogorzelski said. "We've investigated over 254 leads throughout the past 25 years. Recently, we've had 4 more leads that we're now investigating." Detectives say the Mays family had a strong connection to a Mount Holly church. It's been defunct for more than 10 years. It was known as the Gospel of Christ Ministry. Its pastor is deceased. Other church officials are unreachable. It hasn't been easy for police, though. Their early efforts to obtain a search warrant were blocked by a judge, frustrating their attempts to get answers. Selena Mays was 12 years old and 9 months pregnant when she vanished from her bedroom in the middle of the night back in 1996. Her disappearance helped peel back the curtain on a small controversial church where an environment of shame, isolation, and fear allowed sexual abuse to flourish.